This is Raider News, with Kelsey Ames and Amanda Rampisi with the news, Amber Simmons with arts and entertainment, and Taylor Cebaleo with sports. And now, from Studio B at Scotch Plains Fanwood High School, Kelsey Ames and Amanda Rampisi.
Welcome to the February edition of Raider News. I'm Kelsey Ames.
And I'm Amanda Rampisi. Recently, the Scotch Plains Fanwood Model UN Club took a trip to Hershey, Pennsylvania to compete in the Model UN Conference. I went on location with a member of the club to learn more. Hi, I'm Amanda Rampisi, and I'm here on location with Sasha Rafinsky, who is a member of our high school's Model UN Club. Sasha, do you think you could tell me a little bit about what Model UN does?
Model UN really, it's kids that come from all different schools all over New Jersey, Maryland, Pennsylvania, sometimes New York, Delaware. It's basically from around the tri-state area. And we go to a 3-day conference in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And it's basically kind of like what the real Model United Nations says. We sit down, we talk about problems concerning other countries and around the world, and we just try and solve them and see what we can do and see if we can make resolutions, see if we can't. We make friends. It really is a great time.
So have you gone to this conference yet?
Yeah, we already went last weekend.
How was it?
It was awesome. I absolutely love it. I did not want to come back. I wanted to stay.
So are there any type of awards that you get from doing Model UN?
Yeah, there are tons of awards that you get. Our school won Most Outstanding Delegation, so it's just like we're just amazing in everything we do. We got all of our work done on time. We were very cooperative. We were very pleasurable to have it at committee. Other awards you can get is Most Outstanding Research Paper. You can do Most Recognized Country, Delegated Speaker, First-Year Delegate, so things like that.
Did anyone get an award from our school?
Yeah, tons of people got awards from our school. We have 3 chairs that are going to be running their committee next year, and they're just like, you basically run that part of the session. And a lot of people got awards, and Rachel Nagle got a scholarship.
Oh, wow. Congratulations to her. Thank you so much. Now back to the studio.
The Scotch Plains Fanwood chapter of DECA recently attended their regional competition. Let's go on location with Ariel Margulies to see how they did.
Hi, I'm Ari Margulies here with Jenny Lynch, an active member of DECA. So, when was the first DECA competition?
Our first DECA competition was January 9th.
How did you do?
I did good. I qualified for states for sports and entertainment marketing, so it's good.
How many people qualified?
We had 42 people from our school, so it's great.
What happens if they qualify at states?
After states, they'll be able to go to nationals, which is in Anaheim, California this year.
Well, good luck to all of you. Now back to the studio.
One of the organizations that we are working with in the Big Read is the Mariposa Foundation in the Dominican Republic. Their mission is to educate and empower girls to create sustainable solutions to end generational poverty. A representative from the foundation recently spoke to our students and presented a remarkable video that explains the problem of generational poverty and how we can help to overcome it. Another special event kicking off the Big Read was the Trophy Band performance held in our auditorium. Let's see some footage.
Cyberbullying is hardly a new issue, but is so prevalent and causes such emotional damage to victims, it continues to be a main concern of educators and parents. In fact, online humiliation, gossip, and slander is increasingly becoming more popular than physical abuse. This is largely to do with the popularity of social media, where peer acceptance is often quantified by retweets or likes, and other forms of validation. Scotch-Mines-Fanwood High School recently introduced a bullying department, as well as expanding the anti-bullying/anti-rape program Green Dot from a select group of students to the entire sophomore class.
Modern teenagers deal with an immense amount of pressure. Although most of the pressure is self-imposed, a lot of it comes from mom and dad. Here are some things that the American Academy of Pediatrics says parents can do to relieve some of that stress in their teens. First, watch for signs of strain in your teen's schedule. If your child seems stressed, talk about cutting back on certain activities. Next, examine whether the expectations you have set for your child are realistic. To demand a C student to suddenly get A's is not only unreasonable, but may very well set them up for failure and discouragement. Finally, don't insist on college if your child does not want to go. Although you can make a compelling argument that college will give them a competitive advantage, the decision is ultimately your child's. As long as your child has a plan, it is advised that you do not pressure college against them. So parents, don't focus too far ahead and look to keep your teen's life balanced now with these helpful, stress-relieving tips.
Within the young adult and teenage population, hipsters have become a growing trend and a cultural phenomenon. Based on the rejection of mainstream culture with a heavy emphasis on irony, hipsters assume a rebellious and artistic portion of the college-high school populace. The New York Times recently published multiple articles regarding the classifications of a hipster, as well as their role in the overall society. Mark Grief, in his piece The Hipster in the Mirror, discusses how in an age of globalization and copious ideas on the internet, there becomes a competitive nature that hipsters feel that they need to assert themselves as different. When examining the social structure as well as business marketing, hipsters style themselves with seeming trivialities, such as clothes or music. He also asserts these are the things that structure our world. Others, like Christy Wampole, are not so sympathetic and claim that hipsterism is a first world problem and irony is a plague that no more than children attempting to avoid criticism by intentionally dressing as absurd. So, whether hipsters are simply rebellious or entitled teens, the underground is becoming increasingly prevalent in the country.
And now for the construction update with Sam Mahler.
I'm here with John Alves, technology support specialist, and Vincent Dionizio, science supervisor, who just recently installed the Elmo units into the high school. There are 24 inside our high school and over 130 in the district. So would you mind telling me a little bit about the Elmo units?
Well, as part of a project that was done over the summer in all the elementary schools, the 2 middle schools and the high schools, where ceiling-mounted projectors were installed into various classrooms throughout the district. And along with this project, these Elmo document cameras were part of the package deal for these projectors.
So how did the installation process go?
Well, we took an inventory of where all the projectors were mounted this summer, and we pretty much went room by room to visit to make sure each Elmo was able to plug in a way that was beneficial to teaching, so that teachers would be able to face their classroom or have students use it without being a disruption.
All right, very nice. How are these new Elmos different than the former overhead projectors?
Well, one of the things with overhead projectors, as some people may see, is that sheets have to be made out of plastic and then projected onto this machine. With these cameras, teachers will just have to use any worksheets, or they can use their textbook and put it underneath the camera, and it would go to the LCD projector for all the students to see. The one other added advantage for this is that teachers can ask students to bring their student work up and present it to the classroom, making it a little bit more interactive for both students and teachers to use as well. Some of the other features that are on here are the ability to take pictures and actually record video, of which the teachers will be receiving some future training on this. So that, again, it's more than just a camera, it's more than just an overhead, but it will be one of a necessary tool for the 21st century teacher and student.
Now let's go to arts and entertainment with Amber Simmons.
Thanks, Kelsey. What's happening in February? Well, on February 1st, the quarter dip will be held in the cafeteria starting at 5 o'clock. On Saturday, February 9th, there will be a step team competition in the old gym from 3 to 6. Be sure to wish your special someone a happy Valentine's Day on February 14th. On Friday, February 22nd, open mic night will be held in the cafeteria from 6 to 10. And finally, on Tuesday, February 26th, BSU will be holding a soul food dinner in the cafeteria from 6 to 9. Repertory Theater has been in rehearsal preparing for their production of The Wedding Singer. Let's go on location to find out more.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Beaton here on location with senior Rachel Noggle. So Rachel, what play are you doing this year for Rep?
We're doing the musical The Wedding Singer.
Oh, awesome. And it's nothing like the movie, right?
Nothing. There's like a couple of the same characters, but that's really it.
Yeah, that's what I heard. And so what's your favorite number for this play?
I really like the song Come Out of the Dumpster. It's a nice slow song, and it's one of my favorite ones to sing. Yeah.
And I know last year you had to do tap dancing for your play. Is there any special dances that you have to do this year for this play?
Well, it's set in the 80s, so we're doing a lot of 80s dancing, and like someone's doing the worm at some point. It's a lot of fun.
All right, well, it sounds exciting. You heard it first. Now back to the studio.
Let's go on location with Mallory Cunningham, who caught up with Faculty Member of the Month, Miss Brand.
I'm here with our Faculty Member of the Month, Miss Brand. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And how many years have you taught at the high school?
This is my 14th year.
And what subject do you teach?
I teach advanced placement, English, literature, and I teach journalism too.
And I hear you're the Fanscotian advisor. Care to explain what you do and if you like it or not?
Yes, the Fanscotian advisor is in conjunction with teaching journalism too, and I help the students in that class produce the Fanscotian newspaper, which comes out about every 6 weeks. And it's very, very rewarding. It's a lot of hard work on the part of the students, but they produce an exceptional publication that last year won first place in the state of New Jersey, and this year second place.
Wow, that's great. And what do you like to do in your free time?
In my free time, I like to spend time outdoors. In the spring, summer, and fall, I garden a lot. And I also have an interest in wild birds that I share with my mother, who lives with us, with my family. So we spend a lot of time working out what kind of birds we can attract to our yard with different kinds of feeders and food, and identifying them with bird manuals, and we get a lot of pleasure out of that.
All right, well, it's been great getting to know you, and once again, congratulations. Now back to the studio.
Thank you. Now let's go on location with Amani Nathaniel, who caught up with Student of the Month, Aiden Rackaniello.
Hi, I'm on location with senior Aiden Rackaniello. So Aiden, you're the Student of the Month. How does that feel?
It's a very unique experience, and I'm very happy to have it.
So I heard you're part of Boy Scouts.